Hello, my name is Celia. Welcome back for another bit of Comintern 3 in Black Eyes as PRC. So in previous episode we started our little border conflict over here against Tibet, and we're definitely making, well, some headway on fighting over some of these mountains in here, but it's going to be a bit of a time-consuming effort, I reckon. We've got our bombers at least helping in here. They're probably getting a decent bit of experience as well, mind you. So that's going to allow us to hopefully just, take the some of the provinces in here, and then we'll probably try to encircle their capital, actually. And then by the time we join the Comintern, which might still take quite some time, we're working on it though, we're working on it. But we're still, we need to be 6 times closer than what we are right now, essentially. Let's see. Oh, export rubber to Venezuela. No, I think we're not going to export rubber to Venezuela. If Russia is asking for us, then I might sell. Oh, there we go, fighter pilot training. Excellent. But yeah, no, we need to punch through here. We're probably taking a decent bit of casualties, but our leaders are much more efficient, or much more experienced rather, so we should be able to deal a fairly good, well, I say fairly good damage. The attack modifiers are quite tiny in all fairness, but the force modifier has actually gone down a little bit, and I'm guessing that is probably partially because the weather, well, partially at least, not necessarily fully. Oh, there's some storms going over here as well, okay. Well, we'll eventually get through somewhere. But right now, it's just, well, we did get the extra level of the airfield in here already. It's not really fully operational yet, but it can still already repair the planes as it should be. There's a bit of lag spike there. Ooh, there we go, gun turrets. Now, we don't need too much reinforcement, so I suppose we got the special forces. There's not that many special forces that got the... Oh, that would explain why some of these were having some, yeah, okay. So they're not fully strength or full strength right now because we got the upgrade and while they were in combat. But we've got on the strength upgrades pretty much all the ones that we wanted. We should still have we've still got 15,000 officers more or less spare. And we're recruiting about 50 per day, so it should be mostly fine. And of course, we are going to be getting quite a bit of troops, I reckon, in the not too distant future. Ooh, there we go, artillery unit training. That's not by chance any... Well, it's not ahead of time yet. But we are getting pretty, well, somewhat up to date, at least some of these ticks. Not all of them, mind you, but some of them. Right, so the enemy cavalry over here is still holding on for a little while. And so these two divisions that are starting to have some issues in here. But can't really do too much about it. I suspect that the bombers are just going to have to bear the cost of... Oh, they stopped the... Okay, well, that might explain it a little bit. There we go, we'll do the continuous runs in here. Oh, there we go, the recon cavalry took a pretty good damage there. So now they're down to 83%. If we could just keep all doing the bombing runs in here on a regular basis, then we can eventually get that province. Then we can probably clear out the hills to the west. And then go south and encircle their capital. And then after that, it's going to be a lot easier for us to fight. Of course, we'll still have the bombers within range for the attack on the capital. So that should make quite a difference on the outcomes, I reckon. We are going to get... Oh, right, we're going to get a radar in Taipei. In 3 days, in fact. We're going to get some heavy cruisers by the end of the year. And we're getting some more naval bases. We are getting quite a bit of infantry as well in the not too distant future. We only got, right, so we're going to get another one. Actually, we're going to get 2 at the end of the month. Well, almost at the end of the month there. So that'll probably help. Down to 75% strength. And how are the Soviets looking on their front line? So they've gotten Sevastopol. And, okay, they're losing a bit of ground over there, I think. But at the same time, mostly they are pushing the Germans back quite a bit now. It might be at the point where there's Germans... I mean, oh, right, okay, the Mexican landing has been defeated. But there's now a South African landing over here. Alright, then. Okay, not exactly what I expected, to be fair, but sure. Oh, right, the Americans have... I think they did a secondary landing over here in Brindisi. But I could be mistaken. Let's have a look at the bombing run. Okay, so there's still the cavalry itself that is still holding on. But I suspect that that is going to be losing some strength over time. Actually, what I suppose I could do is if we go for the message settings over here. Combat, and then, let's see. What of our units started? No, we're bombed by enemy forces. One of our bombing attacks ends. If we turn that into message, it will actually tell us how many we kill. Of course, we'll be getting that message then, like, about a daily. Well, there we go, some ancient airframe research. Okay, we inflicted 9 casualties then. That's not quite as much as I was hoping for. Okay, there we go, 66. That's a bit better. Of course, if we have a look at the manpower that they have in the combat, they still got, well, over 2,000, but if we take like a 50 to 100, hopefully on average per run, then it will, in due time. Oh, there we go, that's 150. That's pretty decent. That's 30. We might not keep that on for too long, but it's just to get a bit of an idea how much damage we're actually dealing with the bombing runs in here. Also, I remember now that we've got the... Oh, there we go, 19. Right, so let's go ahead and take one of these cores. For example, this one. Load these. Transport over. We'll take the second core from there as well. So we're reducing the amount of troops that we have in the island in here so that we don't need to necessarily transport as much supplies in there currently. We'll probably still have plenty, mind you, but we don't need to transport too much more. We should be getting the new infantry units. Yeah, there we go. Let's put these under the 14th Corps. It's another 39 casualties for the enemy. So they are definitely taking some losses in here. But it could probably be slightly better. But again, we know that they've got like a bit more than 2,000 men still in there. So even if we just take like a few dozen at a time, that's already still going to be attritioning them over time here. We've got almost 460 IC right now in production. That's pretty decent, I would say. So already started working on all these factories. Now, most of them aren't going to be done anytime soon. Ooh, artillery combined arms advance, and there's the ground attack, 2 ground attacks actually. So yeah, that's ahead of time now, so we can cancel that. Down to 169, not 69, 96, pardon me. But yeah, oh, and actually these still need to be researched currently. I mean, they're still pretty good text research. Get the army headquarters there instead. But that's down to 195 then. Manganese neutral. That's unfortunate. We may need to buy some more. Oh, mechanized breakthrough and exploitation advance. There we go. Direct fire unit training, interdiction tactics. And there's another nice ground attack happening in here. So they're down to 54% strength. I think we might actually shatter this cavalry unit. Oh no, they're doing counterattack. Anyway. So right now it's just mostly slowly whittled down the enemy in here. Largely with the... Oh, there we go. Automotive factory in Shuzhou. And infantry unit training. Are we anywhere close to... No. We can still keep on those techs underway. It's the combined arms bonus that we've gone up to date on a lot of these things right now. But most of the other techs can still continue. Oh, and the high velocity gun is almost here. That's going to be quite a bit more upgrades for the troops that are going to be heading into Soviet Union. Because I know that our regular AT is not enough to fight against the German tanks. But if we get heavy AT, we can at least deal some damage. Of course, they're going to be very costly for us, but we've got the manpower. Down to 50.7%. Oh, and yeah, we can pay the army a little bit. It's 115 casualties, so slowly but surely. They are dropping below... Oh yeah, there we go. That's a good hits there. Another 58 casualties. 46.5%. So I suppose they probably don't have any of the strength increases for the unit there, so I suspect that soon enough it will actually go into... Oh, they brought in another unit in here. Well, he hasn't joined the combat quite yet, but it will be. Oh, there we go. Direct fighting unit command and control. Oh, and we can start researching the single and fighter and close air support prototypes. Medium air search radar advance. Twin engine ground crew training advance. And there's a victory and another bombing run. Right, so the prototypes, let's go ahead and get those underway. I'm going to put those to the top of the list. Because we are going to be relying a decent bit on close air support. Now, to be fair, we don't really want to bring in more planes here right now. We probably could, but it might not be all that effective. Although, actually, well, 275 kilometers range should be mostly enough. So we can bring these in here. And then we're going to use them to start wrecking the enemy in here a little bit further. Because these should have fairly good attack as well. I mean, how much is the soft attack on these? It's for 40, almost 43. Whereas the light bombers, since they're not quite up to date, they got 18.19. So yeah, much less. Let's go ahead and put in the ground attacks in here. Continues. Oh, there we go. That's 150 casualties. So we're going to keep those pop-ups up for a little... Oh, we must have shatter. Oh, and there we go. There's another victory. Okay, well, we can probably go ahead and shift the light bombers over here for the left. Or to the west now. We're going to go ahead and start attacking in there. Well, it's about, oh yeah, they don't have a lot of organization there either, so we should be able to take that relatively easily. And hopefully we can now get into Nagu. And then from there we can... oh, there we go. No, we're not gonna... Oh, there we go. There's a high velocity gun. Finally. So we can actually get the medium armor designs to upgrade. Again, we can continue working on the assault guns and medium tank destroyers. So we're still a bit behind on the armor. Oh, and there we go. Heavy armor designs to level 3. And there we go. Oh, that was a pretty good ground attack through the west here. 280 casualties. Well, I suppose it's not mountains, so it's a bit easier to deal damage in there. But I'm going to go ahead and get the medium armor and assault guns, medium tank destroyers. The medium tank destroyers are pretty darn good way to get a lot of armor and piercing for your troops. But assault guns, we got a little bit of those with the medium armor. Definitely want to upgrade that, and I suppose we could get the heavy armor upgrade again, but I think that can wait. The high velocity gun should probably be put back to the top of the list, just so that we can get the armor piercing capped ammo underway as well. It's going to reduce the rare material production a tiny bit, but it's going to give us a lot of piercing attack for especially the armor, and of course the anti-tank guns and such. And now we've got the heavy A. Oh, right, there's the Soviet troops just moving through my lands here. So I'm just going to go ahead and start upgrading all the AT regiments over here on western end of our nation, just so that we can get the heavy AT in here, and then these troops are basically ready to move towards the Soviet Union. If we had the well, if we're able to move through there yet, which we of course are not. We're just going to wait until we get into the Comintern before we start moving these, but at least have them ready. They can, the heavy AC is going to require a bit more supplies, so we need to make sure that we upgrade these ahead of time so we can... Well, I suppose, technically speaking, once we move into Soviet territories, we're not going to be taking the supplies with us as much. So we'll probably still have supply issues regardless. There we go, so that should be 15 heavy AT. I'm going to go ahead and toss all of these to the top of the list, so these are going to be done in November. And that way we'll have a bit more stuff to fight with. And of course that's actually going to... Actually, let me just double check. What do we get for heavy AT? Now, I know that we're not going to get this full amount. Okay, it's just a little bit of artillery practical. So getting that a little bit higher probably won't hurt. Oh, there we go. That attack to the west. They only got the colonial infantry unit in there, and that got just pushed back. So we got a victory. I think we... No, it didn't shatter. No. Well, regardless, we are getting a bit more ground in here. Suppose that could start heading west. Oh, there we go. Armor unit command and control advance. Very good. Getting some extra morale for the armor unit. It's about time. We're still needing quite a bit more work on that. I'm actually going to go and toss that back to the top of the list, just so that we can get the extra stuff in there. Like, if we take a look at, let's say, a random armor unit over here. It has morale of 15%. Of course, it probably hasn't gotten the upgrade yet. But, yeah, getting that extra training in here will definitely help keeping the morale up. And allowing us to do some more combat. Now, to be fair, we've got the... Do we have tank destroyers on most of these? We do. We could potentially upgrade some of those light armor into medium. This artillery could probably be upgraded into self-propelled artillery. The most likely we're going to probably good enough. With the armored battalion in there, this could be upgraded into armored battalion. For the tank destroyer, yeah, we'll upgrade that to armored battalion. That to armored battalion. So, you know, just get slightly better stuff in here, I suppose. And then over here we got the mechanized troops. So that one's pretty much as good as it can be. This one's probably as good as it can be. How much do we have actual... Oh, toughness is still -8 on the assault gun. Do we get more levels for, or more toughness from each level over here? We do get a little bit. It's not quite as much as it perhaps should be, or needs to be. And I suppose we don't have the 3-man turret, but that doesn't have an impact on the assault guns anyway. So that doesn't really make much of a difference. Now, one of the things that is a bit of a problem is that we can't actually get the 3-man turret. Because you need to be in a faction, and if you're in the Comintern, you need to have the T-34 tech, which I don't think we can get. Because we do not have the separate flag, so that's basically just going to be for the Soviets, I reckon. So 3-man turret is not going to be something that we can get a hold of at all. Shame, but it is what it is. Ooh, there we go. Armor unit combined arms advance. And there's another infantry division. that under the 14th Corps. And I believe we should probably go ahead and get another... Right, so I suppose this corps could already be sent down towards Shanghai. Or maybe it will have the corps in Nanjing. Just get these troops spread out around in here. Again, there's probably not going to be any more landings into our territories anytime soon, although eventually we might get pulled back into a war against Japan, so I'd rather be prepared. Is there anything in the military infantry that we need to upgrade? We've got mostly the heavy AA, or anti-tank guns, so we don't really need to worry about it too much. Yeah, no, those are all pretty decent. Actually, how much is the piercing on the heavy AA compared to the heavy AT? So heavy AT's got 50, heavy AA's got 41. But at the same time, the heavy AA's got a decent air attack, whereas the heavy AT does not. It's got some air defense, I suppose. But it's got pretty good piercing. It's got a bit higher heart attack than the regular anti-tank guns, but lower source attack. It is probably a lot, well, it's a lot more expensive. It takes a bit more time to build. Not quite as quick, and well, actually, it takes a bit of fuel, but it doesn't take that much more supplies. Come to think of it, does make more, or take more officers, but that's all right. There's mostly the troops that are going to be heading west that need to have the heavy AT at least. Eventually, if we start fighting one way or the other against the allies, then we might want to have some heavy AT down here in the south as well. Which, to be fair, well, we could probably get already, but again, we've got a decent bit of stuff in the production queue already, so we probably don't need to worry about it quite yet. Did we get into the province in here yet? No, not yet. Oh, now we did. We're already pushing to the west. Ooh, and we receive another payment. Very good. Actually, speaking of payments, let's go ahead and get another bit of manganese. Buy that from, I guess, Australia will do for now. That reminds me, we've got quite a bit of points in here, so let's take Panama, embargo them. I'll take, I don't know, Nicaragua. Oh, we all got our embargo with them. Honduras. We'll embargo you. So how much are we drifting? Well, it's, yeah, it's less than 23 now, the drift, or pull towards the Allies. So there's been a small impact in there. And of course, now we're also moving further and further towards the Comintern. It's still going to be a pretty long way to go, quite frankly. Oh, I imported zinc. Oh. Oh, was it? Okay, well, I suppose having zinc is not bad. I thought I was importing something quite different, though. Yeah, manganese was one thing that I was going to import. Ah, one research shortage for the ship armor. Okay, yeah, no, that's bad. Hey, small warship anti-submarine warfare advance. There we go. That's what we needed to get the research for the frigates. So we'll definitely get that underway. There's also in the active sonar over here, which we should probably research. I'm going to go at least put the frigate class to the top of the list. That will help. Did we also, in the avionics? Okay, yeah, we're researching those already. So we are going to get the surface detection for, especially the naval bombers, which will be quite useful. So how long until, okay, we are almost at Bangoin. And then from there, oh, right, that's, is that going to be close enough for the, well, the light bombers are definitely close enough. Close air support is actually also close enough for that. Okay, well, in that case, I could start doing ground attacks in there already. Oh, there we go. We've taken one province. There we go. Zinc surplus. And I believe we can now go ahead and buy that manganese that I was supposed to be buying previously. From the Soviets. There we are. And more troops are heading to the west. So there's no infrastructure over there. If we get in there, we can clear out the pocket first, and then we can just, you know, keep them in the capital, and then we can use our air force to basically wreck them pretty easily. So there we go. There's a lot of infrastructure that will be built in October, which is going to probably skyrocket our construction practice. Currently 7.1. Oh, there we go. Close air support morale increase. And sure, we can sell a bit more oil to the Soviets. Now, to be fair, we got 200 relations right now. So we have drifted a little bit forward towards them again, but it's still very, very tiny advancements, all things considered. But maybe we'll at least get there. Now, technically speaking, as soon as Tanatu or Two People's Republic is annexed, that's going to increase the average relations that we have with the Comintern. So that's going to pull us even faster towards them. Although the difference is not going to be a huge increase in there. There we go. Manganese neutral, so naval build time is fixed and armor build time is fixed. Speaking of which, we've got a lot of the upgrades over here. Well, we'll get to those eventually. I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of units that are already upgrading, so that's going to relieve a decent bit of the production queue. There's a bit more infantry that will be completed. We'll probably get at least one core for the Western Front as well. Oh, there we go. Fighter bomber prototype to level 5. And there's a Korean separatist. Right, I do wonder, actually, if we attack with the headquarters... I know, that's not going to be quite enough. We can keep it busy for a little while, I suppose. Oh, wait, no, they didn't have any organization. It was one organization total, so as soon as they lost that one, they surrender. Well, that actually makes life a lot easier. And we started... Oh, 700 casualties. Oh, wow. That was a good run. Okay, I'm just going to go take these two, start attacking south. It's probably going to be a little bit... Oh, it's a lot of headquarters in there, so it's not that bad. Now, with the ground attacks that we can do in there, it's probably going to wreck the enemies fairly quickly. Oh, well, there we go. Coastal submarine class to level 3. So, yeah, there we go. Getting a little bit more stuff in here. How's the... Okay, that's already level 5. Eventually, we might also want to... Well, maybe not so much in this run. We'll have the manpower and all that, and the leaders to have a full all corps without having the corps be fighting. But there is something to be said about the benefits of having the core HQ have some support units in there to make it so that it can also do fighting, because it allows the leader to earn some traits along the way as well, so that makes it a lot more efficient, and it earns the experience a lot faster that way. So having the combat HQs essentially does make a difference. There's another infantry. Right, the 14th Corps is still getting some stuff. I believe we still got, yeah, this one. Let's go ahead and transport the troops over. I suppose the headquarters over here, we can just start spreading the troops around already. Again, I doubt there's going to be any sort of landings in mainland China. Well, if we fight allies, then there could be maybe, but unlikely. But it's, I'd rather have the troops in here than not have them in there. And then we can move these around. We just transport it from Taiwan. Oh, there we go. So that's going to be the guards over there. We probably want to get a bit more... Oh, right, yeah, we've got a bit of a mixture of troops in here still. Well, we don't need to worry about it too much. We're going to start getting some more headquarters, or the garrisons over here, hopefully soon enough. Is this 10th Corps? That is already full. Okay, so there's going to be 1, 2, 3... 4, 5. Okay, yeah, so we'll need at least one for the sort of southern Indochina ports. And then we'll probably want to get at least one core of garrisons to Korea. We might need more than one, to be fair, but there we go. Twin engine bomber bay advance. So slowly getting better and better with the stats on our... Well, light bombers mostly, I suppose, is what is concerning us right now. Speaking of which, but they've still got 18.4 organization there. How are we looking on the close air support is still going to require a bit more organization by the looks of it. I suppose the light bombers could also give a bit of a hand in there. Should be able to command them quite easily. And then, right, there's the light bombers only in here right now, but it's still probably going to cause a decent bit of casualties. Yeah, that's 86. How much do they have total in there, actually? They got 7,000. We've got 15,000 men, or actually almost 30,000 men attacking. Oh, there we go. That's 600 casualties. That was the close air support, I reckon. We haven't gotten any more troops there yet to join the combat. But we got some reinforcements heading there shortly enough, so we're going to have one of these give a support attack. But having the divisions be about 15,000 men already, that makes quite a difference in the combat. At least they can stay in the combat for much, much longer. And now if we have a look at the combat, so there's a lot of the headquarters that will probably still soak a decent bit of the ground attacks, but at the same time, we are still keeping the enemy rather busy. Let's go ahead and take one of these to give a support attack. There's only headquarters over there to the west, though, so we could potentially just go ahead and advance in there already. And there's another infantry division. Oh, that's a pretty good attack there. I suppose we'll just go ahead and start building up another corps of infantry, really. Ah, right. Well, I suppose we could put it under the Western Army group for now. We'll need to get another army for the Western... There's the Western Army, which is already full. Now, to be fair, some of the troops under the Western Army might not be heading to west. Like, I think the Mountaineers are probably going to stay... Actually, we'll probably then send them down to south. Potentially fighting in Burma and all that, because there's a whole lot of mountains in there. Again, if we need to fight the Allies. I'm not entirely sure if we do. Technically speaking, we probably don't have to, but it depends a lot on, like, if the Allies will take control of Western Europe or not. They do have a decent landing in here in Italy still. Of course, whether they can actually hold on to that or not. The AI tends to be very eagers in like tons and tons of mechanized units and armored units and all that in the landings, which, to be fair, can do pretty well in combat, but at the same time they'll eat through so much supplies that they can't supply anything, and then of course they'll send in like 60 squadrons of medium and heavy bombers and all that sort of stuff, which eats through all the fuel. So yeah, the troops might not be all that well in there. But it looks like the Soviets have lost Crimea once more. And looks like the front line has kind of stabilized itself. So I suspect that the Soviets could probably use our help, but of course we can't join in there yet. It's going to take a while, unfortunately. As well as we've got the headquarters over there, that's probably not going to deal a lot of damage to us. And then we've got this other combat in Shanzha, which I suspect that with a few more bombing runs, we should be able to break through the lines somewhat easily. And then what I can do is I can probably destroy a lot of the enemy units in Lhasa. And then what I can, like, once we have, like, one more enemy unit in there, then we can stop the attack. Oh, there we go, that's 250. Because I don't want to get out of the war quite yet. And then thus lose all the good bonuses that we have right now. At least manpower's been increasing a decent bit. Oh, we got Ulrich in Subei. Oh, hold on a minute, that was down here, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, that was the first one. Okay, so we are at least increasing our oil production a little bit. It's not going to be a huge amount. We're converting a decent bit of energy to oil, but that's also somewhat limited in the end. I suspect that if we were doing a little bit of... Oh, they do have some more troops heading in there, okay. I'm going to shift the light bombers to attack on the further away target. While the close air support will do... Oh, yeah, there we go. That's almost 500 casualties again. Oh, they got another unit in here. Well, I suppose... did we get infrastructure in here yet? No, it's the level 3. Well, we are increasing it at least. Actually, how long until we do get a level for that? October. Okay, well, that's not too far away then. That's going to allow us to get the organization back slightly faster. Oh, there we go. That's a nice ground attack to the southwest. So if we can just break that headquarters in there, we should be able to take that province relatively easily. This one's taking quite a bit of casualties. Suppose we could send the mountaineer to the west. Out with the combat in there. Looks like we got another unit, another infantry division. Right, we don't actually have any commander for the corps there yet, so I suppose let's just go ahead and have a look at the... Actually, some of the troops that were in Taiwan. Oh, this was pretty decent. Level 6. The mountaineer and everything. Yeah, okay, we'll upgrade that one. We'll just get someone else commanding that infantry division. And then we'll take this corps over here. Assign... Chen over there. Oh, and there we go. That's another 77 casualties from the bombing. It's mostly from the headquarters. I mean, some of that might actually be from the infantry unit, to be fair. But it shouldn't be too bad overall. For us, that is. For them, it might be a little bit bad. Oh, there we go. Tactical Air Command Advance. So ground attack organization penalty is a lot less now. Well, a bit less. It's a 7% reduction in there. And then twin engine pilot training advance. Very good. Oh, that's a good ground attack to the southwest now. So I suspect that a few more of those should be able to probably break the headquarters. Oh, and there we go. That's heading to the... Oh, no, it's returning. Got a little... Oh, right, yeah, we can get a lot of trades over here as well. Although we haven't really earned that much. I suppose it's the Order of Liberator, third class and all that we're getting right now. Yeah, we'll get another infantry... Or, actually, I'm going to go ahead and just redeploy the Mountaineer in here. The delay is only going to be like 16, actually. Only 16 hours. Oh, wow. Hey, we can build a light carrier class. Huh. Alright, then. Did we actually... Well, I suppose might as well research that. I don't think we'll be building a whole lot of light carriers. At least that particular light carrier. But, you know, getting some techs at least underway would be rather useful. We've got 600 casualties inflicted over here. How much do they have total? They got 12,000. We got 41,000 attacking. And if we... Well, we're taking pretty hefty casualties in here in the combat. It's like, well, it's a few or half a dozen people per hour or something like that on our side. On the enemy side, there's not too much when we're not doing the ground attacks. Which is a bit unfortunate, but I'm sure that we'll get some more in there soon enough. Now, how are the Soviets faring? I think they're actually losing ground in Ukraine at least. Oh, and winter is coming. Because that will probably help the Soviets a little bit further. But yeah, it's already October 1943. The Soviets haven't started pushing too... Oh, heavy anti... Oh, there we go. Heavy anti-tank upgrade for the mixed support brigades. And resource production, yeah, we'll take that one. Oh, and there we go. We won the battle to the southwest. There is still one more unit retreating in there, but that might be out of organization, actually, so I don't think it's going to be too bad. We're going to be there in, well, depending on the weather, we're going to be there in either a week or 2 weeks. And that one's going to be... Okay, it does take up to a full day for the delays overall. Okay, so that's still a little bit... But again, it's just 1 day. That's quite easy, all things considered. And there we go. With the infrastructure in here, it's going to take a little while before it's... fully active in there, but that's going to allow us to regain organization quicker for the bombers, which means that they can then do the sorties more often. Ooh, non-aggression pact status can be broken on 1944, 3rd of January. So it's just a few more months. Completely expires in December. Oh, right, we got the infrastructure built. How much is the construction practical now? It is 8.0, okay. Not quite as high of an increase in the hours we're hoping for, but we are going to get some benefits from that in the form of more industry now. And some naval bases, air bases. That's not too bad. And what about the industry? I suppose these are going to be done in March still, so it doesn't speed up the industries too much. We will have quite a bit of industry being built, and that's going to take a while before we get all of those done. But I suspect that there's still going to be probably at least 2 to 3 years of the conflict overall. Well, it depends. If the Soviets can break through the enemy lines a bit faster, then it might be slightly easier. Oh, there's a Soviet landing in Greece. They've already taken Crete already, so I suppose that makes sense. The American landing has been cut in half again in Italy. It keeps happening. The South African landing in Spain is still ongoing, but they haven't been pushed back. There's probably a lot of Allied troops in there. Whether they can actually supply one another there or not remains to be seen, but the Italians have been pushed out of East Africa. There's still Portugal, of course, that needs to be, well, conquered. Oh, is Portugal losing their holdings in here? Kind of. They haven't lost too much yet, but they probably will lose all of that eventually. And then, no, they haven't lost Goa yet. But they are at war with the, yeah, they are at war with the Allies and the Soviets. Actually, we could buy some more stuff. I'm going to buy some more manganese. I know that we're going to need quite a bit of that. It's going to keep on buying some more. But I do see also that we are actually out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also get the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.